You know that little sound. It's the sound of a job well done. It's a bronze, silver, maybe even a goldie. But if you're a true completionist, it's the sound of a platinum, the ultimate symbol of mastery and completion. But what happens when the game you've just perfected gets a whole new chapter? What happens when a piece of downloadable content, a DLC, drops with a brand new set of trophies? And how have Sony responded to players' feedback over the years? Today we're diving into that fascinating and sometimes frustrating history of PlayStation DLC trophies and how they completely changed the game for completionists. From the very first of their kind through their evolution across 3 generations of PlayStation consoles. This is the history of DLC trophies on PlayStation and the community's relationship with them. And the Platinum Paradox. So let's go learn some gaming history. The PS3 era, the genesis of gamification. To understand DLC trophies, we have to go back to the beginning. While Xbox had its gamer score system since 2005, Sony was a little late to the party. The PS3 didn't get its trophy system until July 2008, a couple of years into its life cycle. But when it arrived, it changed absolutely everything. Very, very slowly. And just like their race with Xbox, it was the tortoise and the hare in completionist innovation here. Trophies weren't just a simple checklist, they were designed to be a tangible form of gaming capital, a way to reward players and encourage them to explore every corner of a game. At first they were optional for developers, which led to a key moment in trophy history. Sony allowed devs to retroactively patch them into existing games, which meant that games like Uncharted, Drake's Fortune suddenly had a new reason to be played. As if anyone needed one. I mean, I guess I did, because I still haven't played it at all. If I'm looking for archaeologists, it's either Indy or it's Lara. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm a man of class. I am. This reactive approach set the stage for how DLC would be handled. One of the first games to really nail the DLC trophy blueprint was Burnout Paradise. This game was a pioneer in the live service model, constantly getting new content. And each new content pack, like the party pack, came with its own list of new trophies. This was the model, a separate, self-contained trophy list that added to your overall completion percentage without affecting the base game's platinum. Now, most of the community loved it. It gave them a fresh challenge. We're talking games like Warhawk, which added retroactive trophies that players could earn just by logging back in. The grind to 100% became a shared obsession, a new form of digital archaeology. Forums celebrated being given a purpose to returning to beloved titles. With trophies still being optional for developers and PlayStation having granted them permission to retroactively add trophies to games or DLC, the addition of trophies didn't happen overnight. It was a slow process, and not all games received trophies for a multitude of reasons. So when Sony made trophies mandatory for every release on their brand new shiny console, the PS4, opinions began to change. The PS4 era and the Platinum Paradox. The PS4 cemented trophies as a required part of every new release, but it also introduced a serious dilemma for the hardcore completionist. This is what we call the Platinum Paradox. See, the Platinum Trophy is the holy grail. It signifies that you've done everything in the base game. But the moment DLC drops with new trophies, your 100% completion percentage drops. Even if you have the Platinum, your profile now shows that you've only completed, say, 80% of the game. Some a Reddit user perfectly captured this feeling, saying that they got the Platinum in Fallout 3 only to see their percentage drop 80%, 70%, 60% with each DLC. And for many players, it's felt that this creates a psychological pressure to buy the DLC just to get their percentage back up. It's a unique problem that doesn't really exist in the same way on Xbox, where the primary metric is a single cumulative score. Games like Minecraft are a perfect example of this in action. The base game has 51 trophies, but a staggering 13 DLC packs have added another 76. It reframes trophy hunting from a finite task into a perpetual pursuit, giving players a reason to return with every update. And it's not just about quantity. The PS4 era also brought us some of the most notoriously difficult DLC trophies in history. We're talking about trophies that require hundreds, even 1,000 hours of grind. It can feel less like a fun challenge and more like a second job, a burden to those who just want to keep their trophy list clean. The PS5 and beyond. Finally, in October 2020, just before the launch of the PlayStation 5, Sony made a major change. They overhauled the entire trophy level system. The level cap was raised from 100 to 999, and most importantly, they changed the calculation to make platinum trophies count way more. This was a direct response to the community's emotional investment in the platinum. By giving it more weight, Sony essentially validated the platinum as the ultimate definitive achievement, shifting the emphasis away from the ever-dropping completion percentage. The PS5 also added new quality of life features, like the ability to track progress on cumulative trophies and pin them to your quick menu, making the grind for those tough DLC trophies a little more manageable. Current community feelings. So now we're nearing the end of the PS5 generation. Has the community relaxed its stance on true completion due to the economical savagery of publishers? Here on YouTube, the split is almost even. 54% of you determine DLC is unnecessary for trophy hunters, leaving 46% of you to have a classical view of completionism. It seems the community is as divided as ever over the importance and relevance of DLC trophies in relation to completion, which would explain exactly why completion percentage is one of the hottest topics in trophy hunting history. Personally, I can take it or leave it like many of you. I am a completionist, but I complete the game, regardless of trophies or achievements. Earning the DLC trophies is not a question to me. The question is if I buy it or not. If I do, it's because I want to play more of that game, or spend more time with that character, or explore more of that world. If I don't, it's because I don't want to. And I complete what I pay for, or I complete what I play. DLC is a separate entity to the base game, thus a separate purchase in most cases, and that I decide on a case-by-case basis. So what's the hardest DLC trophy you've ever earned? Let me know in the comments below. And what DLC should we all avoid like the plague? Help your fellow hunters out and tell us all what DLC is worth staying clear of. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming history. Be good to yourselves and each other. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop us a like. It really helps us out and lets us know exactly what you do and don't enjoy in our content. Make sure you subscribe for the next installment of this series, where we look at everything that happens in the PS4 era. And if you missed the last episode in this series, then check it out here, where we talk about the dawn of trophies and the birth of the platinum.